If we talking Knicks, you know what that means.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all. 99-84. The New York Knicks. The Abu Dhabi Knicks. In the mix. See Deuce looking slim. Had a hell of a game. You look spry out there. 99-84. The Knicks win by 15. Of course, no Quentin Grimes, no Joel Embiid, but we don't care. We beating your ass. Leading scores for the
No,
76ers.
no Paul George neither, right?
Of course not. Forgot to mention him.
Exactly.
That's like, I thought he retired already. They don't even have him on the list. VJ Edgecombe, we'll get to him in a second. I thought he looked decent out there. Always looked like an NBA ready player, at least the body type. And him and Maxey, they gonna have to trade one of them guys in the next couple of seasons if he keeps this up. But they have 14 apiece, 10 rebounds for Dominic Barlow. Can't front. I don't remember you being out there, bro. On the Knicks side, 3 guys in double figures. That's Karl-Anthony Towns with 11, 10 for Deuce McBride, 12 for Deuce McBride, and Mikal Bridges with 10. 2 of 5 from 3. Top of the key 3 looked like bummage still. 0 for 5 for Dadier. You look like you still in rookie season training camp. Brunson took it easy. It looked like he wasn't going hard. And of course, big news, Josh Hart was hurt. He left with a bad back, sprawling all over the floor. You know us in New York, we get a little bit suspect with you. Yo, dog, you really got hurt, or you trying to get out there, enjoy Abu Dhabi for a bit? You know, Abu Dhabi is like, that's the rich version of Saudi Arabia, all ball.
Yeah, I
That's the
hear.
real money. That's the real money, huh? You flying air, whatever that shit is called, UAE, whatever. The real money, Josh Hart. You out there willing and dealing. I'm with you, Josh. Fuck, it's a preseason game.
Yeah. I ain't never going over this. I don't care what airline. I don't need to know what airline go over there. You can have that. Nah.
Oh, ball.
Y'all won't see this sexy face and try to keep me over in Abu Dhabi and all that. Nah, I'm straight.
Fuck them Camels.
Let's go.
But what do you how'd you react to the game? Well, obviously Mitch looked amazing. Anybody else stood out to you, or anything else? Anything else stood out to you from this game?
Well, first and foremost, I watched the whole game. And I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to jump out the window because we know Philly is a mess. No Embiid, no Paul George. 2 probably top 20 players in the NBA. Joel Embiid, we know when he's healthy, he's the best player in the NBA. He rivals the Joker. That's a fact. He former MVP. So, and they don't have the other young man McCain. So, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So I really didn't pay Philly no mind. I looked at us. I was impressed. Deuce is in the competition. He knows I got to play lights out because we got Jordan Clarkson here. So that's what I was watching. I like how Jordan Clarkson and Deuce look offensively. Like I said, Mitch is gonna be Mitch. He just had to stay healthy. But we're a deep team. Like when you really think about it, we should have no problem beating the bad teams. We should not struggle with nobody below 500. Like seriously, the Charlottes, the Chicago's, the Toronto, the Washington, like it should be no problem at all.
Right.
And even when you get to the bad teams in the West, it should be no problem. But I'm still a little bit worried about the defense. I have to be honest with you. We know no OG wasn't out there. But the defense, first quarter, Philly got a lot of, couple alley oops, couple back screens. So I'm just a little worried about the defense, to be honest with you, because we know that's our Achilles heel. No matter how deep we are, no matter how much firepower we have offensively, if you can't get a stop, we seen what happened in Indiana. Couldn't get a stop. So I'm a little worried about that. Because Brunson at the one, we know him defensively, he's bad. Can't really stay in front of nobody. And a guy like Maxey, the other guard, I just watched them just get to their spots and get wherever they wanted to get. So I'm more so worried about the defense, but I'm being honest. As long as we stay healthy and we're clicking offensively, we're going to be a tough out for everybody. And I'm not going to I'm not going to worry about Cat yet. I don't worry about the preseason, but I would like for him to get involved more. I think this year he has to step up vocally. He has to demand the ball. Um, Games like tonight where there's no Embiid, get on that block and punish whoever's there. There's only maybe 2, 3 guys that can guard Cat in the league. Seriously, AD if he's healthy, Joel Embiid. Then you have guys like Goldberg. Some good defenders. Detroit, it's a lot of good defenders. But I'm just saying nobody should be able to guard him. So I'm a little worried about that. We need Cat to be very aggressive on the offensive end and also be a leader and speak up vocally. But what I watched was, wow, we got a deep little roster. And it was just good to see Huck Purdy and Kolek out there. Making plays, scoring, not being shy. Nobody looked nervous. But listen, we look like the Indiana Pacers as far as where you can literally go 9, 10, 11 deep. And now, when we play the bad teams, the starters, they don't have to play all those minutes. So that's what I was looking at, Fabian, how deep the roster is. And we look good, man. We look good. I'm being honest with you. I'm not worried about the offense. Defense, guys staying healthy, and Cat just being more vocal and demanding the ball more.
Yeah, and then how much can we really tell off the preseason game? What we just said last episode, we got
Right.
our asses kicked by Boston the first game of the season, and it was like we beat a whole bunch of bum teams, and then every time we played Boston last season, and we couldn't figure it out. Then all of a sudden, come playoff time, come on, we made the conference finals. We got the Celtics up out of there. So how much can we tell off of a preseason game? The first action, they're in Abu Dhabi, so that's something new. And the NBA's never really been there before that I can recall. All the business side to that, I could get into that some other time. But the Knicks handle their business as far as getting the victory, getting your name out there. To your point, I think Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't know if he looks lighter, but Mitchell Robinson looks like he's spry. He looked like he was ready to bounce and, just whatever your game is, can you maintain that? Does it look like you can maintain that for 82 games? And that's tough because Karl-Anthony Towns, he has to work on just, having those good habits from day one. He has bad habits, man. We caught the first foul in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And
Still, yeah.
Clyde is just like, yo, this is his biggest. That's his MO. He can't be doing that. And I don't think we can expect him to stop doing that. Hopefully, Mike Brown can talk to him. But if Tibbs couldn't get through to him, I think that's one of our worries and concerns that maybe was resolved by the depth of our bench, the rotations, not to be able to see OG and Anunoby out there. That's cool. To give them the day off. Let these guys. I know what you always say. You're getting $40 million. With I just seen a quote when they said Michael Jordan would play like at Lincoln, some city, Lincoln, or just these small towns in the preseason. And when they asked him, like, yo, but why do you even play? People take the day off. He's like, yo, it's the only chance you get to see me, period. And, the pride, and I get that part of it. But OG Anunoby also has an injury history. Mike ain't missed as many games. Mike ain't playing this era. So everybody can't be Mike even on that level. He's just the GOAT of so much shit and that has taken place in the NBA. I'd rather, OG take his time with this. But Mitchell Robinson, 16 rebounds, 18 minutes, I think it was. He just looked like Mitch. We talked about it in the summertime. We're flirting with the trade for Zion, and it's like, yo, this is a guy with this team, the way it currently is. If he's not on that court, we're not winning a championship. We're not winning a championship because he makes up for cats, bum fouls. He allows for Jalen Brunson to be that bad on defense. You could funnel him to a Mitchell Robinson. And then, of course, he extends the possessions on the offensive end. We all know this, but just to see him look good out there, comfortable, that off the rebound yam, beautiful, to be spry like that. Can't expect him to be rookie Mitch, all over again, but that was amazing. And then for me, what stood out, obviously, like Dadier, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people are hyped about. We seen
Look at me.
enough.
Yeah. Look. Come on, man.
That's how I
Don't get that
feel.
roster spot up. Get him out of here, bro.
Right. Like, how can we? I get the youth part, but at some point, if that's what's a part of the piece to get whoever, Giannis, remember, all these guys are flirting with leaving their organizations. Dottie, he better go back to the gym to even stand a chance. He's not impressive. But who was impressive? Yo, Deuce, man.
I like the shooter.
Oh, not Chris Wallace.
With
What's his
with
name?
the tattoo. I forgot his name.
Garrison Matthews with
Listen,
the headband. The white boy
no, yes, yes,
in the
yes.
corner. Yeah, he was 3 or 4. And Shamit was good. Brogdon looked good.
Right, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah.
Brogdon looked good. They look like, to what you said about Deuce, they look like they're competing for that spot. I think Deuce, he listens to Knicks Rehab. Deuce, we know for a fact you be in the streets. I'm not gonna say with who, jumping out of limousines and things. Not gonna say who, but we know you be in these New York City streets. And I can't be mad when you look like that. This kid's in shape. We forget he's a football player in college and all that. This
Right,
kid is
right.
tough, spry. He looks like he lost some weight. And he was one of those guys that were hinting at the whole Thibodeau minutes thing and rotations. Bridges, we forgot to mention last episode, old ball. He is the only guy that I can remember that's not scared to talk about championships in this organization. Everybody else pussyfoots around it. Bridges said, I didn't turn down that money to not win. I turned the money down for championships, plural. And Josh Hart, I feel like, has a championship effort. You hate when we say the championship Hart because he hasn't won one. But these are guys that we believe will give the effort. Brunson giving the effort. Cat, I don't know. OG, as much as I love you, you ain't play all 82 games and show out ever in your career. Bridges, you've done it in college. You've been to a championship before. He's the only guy that really been to a chip on the team. So before I get to Deuce, I don't like Bridges still with that bum ass fadeaway 5 feet away from the basket. Bro, get a jump hook. You look like you're 7'5" when you in the lane. Bro, throw the hook up there, man. Make it easy on yourself. Anyway, the dude who stood out to me the most was Deuce, man. Like, for me, he's the most impressive because I don't remember him looking that light, keeping his dribble alive, having the confidence to keep his dribble alive. And he's so little. He had his cornrows flapping. He was looking like AI Kyrie for a sec.
Right, right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I like that he looks like he's quicker on the trigger with the jumper because his jump shot is so pretty to me. I always think it's going in, but I think when you shoot it that fast and you're not thinking about it, now it's translating. Like when Quentin Grimes was here, we'll get to him in a second. He switched his whole jump shot up, went to go work out with JJ Redick, and he switched his whole form up. So the one thing I always notice with shooters, or when someone's shooting the ball, when it looks like you're not thinking about it, I don't care. Especially when you put the work in. Someone like a Deuce McBride, who we know is a hard worker, he looked great, man. He looked great. His footwork in the paint, that was outstanding. It was just comfortable. And I know again it's preseason, but those are the guys that need that. We don't need Brunson to show off his footwork to us. We know what you do, bro. We want to see something. What else can you do? Like, take your time till game 1 of this season, or old ball.
I mean, big shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that like button, share, like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. But y'all get in the chat. What do y'all think about the game today? How do y'all feel as Knicks fans? How do y'all feel about the roster? Like I said, for me, just watching, wow, like you got guys like Purdy, Brogdon, Shamit, Kolick, like Clarkson. Like these are guys that, in those games where we up 20 plus against bad teams, the starters can get rest. Um, the young man from France, he gonna have to get it together.
I was gonna say
But
he looked like Bizarro Ben Wallace out there. He
right,
got to get
right.
got to get
Um,
his rhythm up.
he he has to get it together because he's going to be a vital part as well. Because he's going to have to help defend. Uh, I'm thinking about imagine if we had him to put him on Pascal Siakam. in the Indiana series, maybe to get a little physical to help OG a little bit. So, I just feel Mike Brown, which I said about Tibbs last season, watching this preseason game today, looking at the roster, looking at all the firepower we have, looking how deep we are. Pause. Mike Brown is going to have to coach his ass off. I said that about Tibbs last season, and I'm telling y'all now, this is the first year since I would probably say 95 maybe that we have a legit opportunity to win a championship. Mike Brown has to get it done. The Knicks, they have to get it done. There's no excuse. Looking at that game today, and like I said, this has nothing to do with Philly because Philly is depleted. Like it's nothing to say, well, we did this to Philly. Philly ain't got nobody. Like I said, no McCain, no Embiid, no Paul George. Like, this is all on us. And I'm just watching how everybody looks comfortable when guys is hitting shots. Like I said, we didn't even have OG. Josh Hart had to exit the game. So us fully healthy, I'm gonna be honest. We should be the best team in the East. It shouldn't even be close. Understand what Cleveland did last season. Understand Milwaukee still has Giannis. But I'm gonna be honest. It should be a gap. How Boston and Cleveland was a gap last season. We should now step up into that position, and it should be a gap. It shouldn't even be close. This is all on Mike Brown, my dude. I'm telling you right now. This is on Mike Brown. He has to implement offense and defense that's going to take us to the next level because we have everything. Brunson and Cat is not going to get worse. Our guys are not going to get worse. We made some additions. Deuce has something to play for and something to prove. Guys like Brogdon and Shea, like these guys are fighting for spots. So you have hungry guys, you have thirsty guys, you have vets, you have it all. You have a superstar in Brunson. I'm gonna be honest. Watching today, I literally, as I'm watching the game, I said, "This is going on Mike Brown," because that's what lost us the Indiana series last season. Coaching. Yeah, we was bad defensively, but coaching. This is going on Mike Brown. I'm sorry, and if he doesn't get the job done, looking at that roster, barring injury, if we're fully healthy all season and Brunson and Cat produce this season how they produced last season, it's no excuse. We should be the number one seed and we should be in the finals.
And also, I think we all agree. Seeing the comments, they said Yabu look lost. Who
He
didn't look
does.
lost? You know who didn't look lost was Huck Porty. Like, for
Yeah.
someone who got hurt like that, what was it, in April? He had the surgery. He's coming back. He was trying to go and make the playoffs again. Which, by the way, we get into that some other time. Jason Tatum and these dudes, y'all out here visiting LeBron's doctor on the low. Where you just sprying like this? Imagine if these guys were able to come back in the day and bounce back like that and be able to play with that level of competitiveness. These guys take 30 days off after spraining their thumb. But Huck Porty was trying to get out there for the playoffs. He had that same plastic looking, kneecap thing. Caught the rebound off, the tip in rebound with two hands, looking like a monster. He looks more like what we need from game one preseason compared to Yabusele, who's out there shooting threes. That to me is like, I understand the modern game, but Huck Porty's been in for a year already. So he knows at least the players. Definitely the system changed with the coach, of course. But he just looked comfortable to me all ball. And that point that you're making about Mike Brown, how this is going to be on Mike Brown, even if things go well and we're all healthy. Now we talked about Deuce competing with Malcolm Brogdon and Jordan Clarkson and Garrison Matthews apparently. Okay, but the Yabusele thing, along with I guess Diarra, and they more than likely will get playing times because Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Roberts are going to sit down. So who is that third guy up next behind the big men? Is it going to be Yabusele or Huck Porty? And those little minor details are what we pay attention to. And specifically for me, because I remember Keegan Murray, he broke the record for 3-pointers with Sacramento. And I might be a broken record here, but I just seen him getting too much rope. I seen what's the dude that used to be on Atlanta? They went to Sacramento. Herter, too much rope. Somehow what did Mike Brown do to have those guys compete? How did he get them to change their game? I don't remember Keon Ellis changing his game, was super talented. They don't have that excuse here because you can say Keegan Murray didn't have anybody on the bench to compete with, to replace him with. Okay, but I'm looking to you now. Yabusele or Hawk Porter, are they going to have a short leash? Because I doubt they can get 18 minutes apiece. One of those guys are going to get no minutes. They have a bunch of DNPs if everything goes well. So maybe it's a good problem to have, but you still got to figure that thing out on our way to the playoffs.
Well, I mean, that's a great problem to have. And once again, like I just said, that's on Mike Brown. That's on the coaching staff. But I think those two guys, depending on who we playing, depending on the matchups, that's who you know will be in the game. Huck Purdy is more athletic. He looks a little quicker. Of course, he's bigger, better rebounder. So to me, it depends. On the team that we're playing in the matchups. But once again, we watch last season in the playoffs. We watch how Rick Carlisle went deep into his bench to the 10th and 11th guy, and they came in and made a difference. So guys like Yabusele and Huck Purdy, they're going to have to play that part. Where it's like, hey, you got to understand, y'all might not get the 15 to 20 minutes a night, but there are going to be games where you're going to be very vital and very important. So, that's why I say coaching is very important at this point and at this level, because you're going to have guys that they want to get their money, they want to get playing time, and how are they going to get those big contracts if they're not showing a skill set? So that's why I say this it's tricky, man. It's tricky. So, great point. I just think with those two guys, it depends on the matchup and who we playing and who's playing well at the moment. If one is cooking, you got to keep letting them cook. But I think that's a great problem to have.
Absolutely. I'm hoping for it because you want to see, to what you always say, we don't want any excuses. And it would be a built-in excuse if somebody got hurt and he couldn't play whoever. All right, cool. Well, everybody's healthy. So how come you don't know we don't want Yabusele? Stop. We don't care about the hopeful three. Forget all that. We heard Isaiah Stewart talking trash out of nowhere. Oh, if I was healthy, I would have guarded Cat. But you weren't, big dog. Go hit that gym. Got your ass busted out there.
But to have Yabusele and Huck Purdy, gotta remember, guys are injury prone. You gotta have guys like OG, guys like Mitch. So those two guys can fill in that spot. Not saying that they can produce like them, but so to have a deep roster like that, just in case. I think I like the roster. I really love the roster. Like I said, now it's up to the coaching staff to coach this thing to the championship.
ALLBALL TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.